Welcome to the Dawgs Table. Hosted by Craig Fountain and Jared Fatty Bates. Get access to special guests, anyone can join the Dawgs Table. Find the link to join the show in the comments when we go live every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter, on Periscope, and everywhere on the BIGPLAY network. Here's your hosts, Craig Fountain and Jared Fatty Bates.
Craig, I'm going to let you take this one. Go ahead, bud.
We are live from the Dawgs Table. I'm Craig here with Jared, and
I have screwed up already. So my apologies to the MPA community who I just shared our Facebook with. So apologize to you guys because I'm pretty sure the parents at my kid's school do not want to see this show.
I'm watching now.
I am too. Let's see what happens.
All right, and we will bring in the lovely Nicole Fountain, my better half, and we have Redleg watching. We have Justin watching. Appreciate you guys joining the show, and it's over, guys. We have a long off season ahead of us. It's going to be interesting.
Now, we have talked about going every 2 weeks. I don't think we should, but let's leave it up to the fans and see what the fans say. All right. You guys want to see us every week or every 2 weeks? Because if we do every week, it might not be an hour-long show.
Yeah. It might not be. We'll see. And stay tuned. We'll let you guys know what the schedule is going to be for the off season. It may be every other week. Either way, we're going to be trying to do a live show once a month from a bar or a sports bar like we tend to do. Chris says every 2. Jocelyn wants to see your ugly mug every week. I think she's talking to you, Jared.
She's talking to me. So cheers, sis.
All right. So this past week, I mean, we finished the season off with a win. Can everybody hear me all right, by the way? Let me know in the comments if you guys can hear me. Yeah, Nicole and I got to go to the game, and it was a blast. And we got to – so first of all, Saturday night, we met up with so myself and Fatty and Redleg got together. And thanks, Jocelyn. But yeah, we went to dinner. We had a blast. It was awesome to meet Redleg in person, and we met Redleg's wife, which was awesome. And your wife was there. My wife was there. It was fun. It was a blast. We went to what was it, Cozumel in Richfield?
Cozumel in Richfield, Mexican restaurant, and you ended up getting just chips and cheese
and a lot of beer. It was kind of like beer with a side of nachos.
A lot of Miller Lights. Your wife stepped it up for you because she got a chicken enchilada with chorizo on it. How was that? By the way, the steak quesadilla didn't make it the entire night.
No.
Oh, I got home and ate the rest of it.
Chris, is Hooper going to be back in 2022? Long story short, no, I don't think so. That's something we can discuss as the show moves on. We're going to do some yearly recap type stuff throughout the show, which will be fun. But yeah, we went out to dinner, and then Nicole and I met Red Leg up at the stadium, and we had a blast at the game. Hung out with Red Leg at the TCP Club, courtesy of Red Leg, which was awesome. And we can't be more appreciative of his generosity, because that was an absolute blast. Nicole's dream came true. There's a glass wall. She got to watch everybody going in and out of the locker room. And when we exited the game, we got to exit on the sideline of the field. So she was on the field. And I think she might have cried at least once, maybe more than once.
I'm not gonna lie, I got those pictures and I dropped a couple MFs and a couple GDs at that point in time, because I'm like, because all I saw first was BJ, then I saw you, and then I saw Craig. I'm like, of course. And then you got to wear Red Leg's hat. Are you serious?
I
Red
did.
Leg? What in the world?
I stood there for a minute, and I was like, do I ask him? And I was like, hey, Red Leg. He's like, what? I was like, can I wear your hat? He's like, yeah, sure. It was heavier than I thought it'd be. Like it's the real deal. I feel like I could take it into battle. And I had BJ take a picture of me with the hats. And yeah, it was a blast. But what were your reactions from the game, Fatty? Maybe I can pull up that picture while you're going over your reactions.
Well, I mean, you have the Fatties on Fire that I did last week, because you guys are all talking about draft picks and everything else. And guess what? They won the game. So guess what? They lost 4 draft picks. Instead of picking 9th, they're picking 13th now. So, I mean, how do you guys feel about it? Because that was a joke. I don't even care about that game. It was the JV versus the 8th grade. I'm glad you guys had a blast. I'm jealous. I wish I could have been there with you, but I got to spend Saturday night with you guys. But, you know, like, seriously, like, you guys were all hyped up about the draft pick, and 9, 13, there's such a difference, like we did last week. And guess what? We're at 13. What's the difference now? We won. Woo.
You know, it was kind of a win-win situation, in my opinion. Either we got a better draft pick or we got to win, you know, but
what's the win going to do?
It feels good.
Oh, does it? Does it really? With
okay, listen, Fatty, listen. Here's what happened last week. You wanted to go for the win. You wanted to play the people. You didn't care about draft pick. This week, you're like, we won. Well, you know, what is that really worth?
Okay.
Which side are you on?
Okay. Here, you really want to get into it?
What did Aaron Rodgers say this week? He said the grass.
Guess where the Steelers are at? They're in the playoffs because you couldn't beat them.
I don't know what to do with you, Fatty.
I'm sorry. This is not all me. This is you and Brad and everybody else.
Well,
so if we're playing for draft picks, why the hell do we even trot out Baker Mayfield?
Oh, geez. We didn't.
Steelers game we did.
I think that was a different conversation prior to this last game of the year. It was 100%.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
A different conversation.
Okay. Might as well just shut down everybody, right?
Oh, here we go again. I'm
sorry, bud. You guys wanted draft picks. Why would you win this game? You could have got a better draft pick if you didn't win this game, right?
Yeah, you could have.
What was the moral story of winning this game? Man, the Browns went 8-9. Shit, we almost made it.
I'm confused at what point you're trying to make is what I'm saying, because you argued last week what you're arguing against right this very second.
No, I'm not. Because if they were going to go for draft picks, our starters would have played against Pittsburgh. They would have played against Cincinnati. Right?
Listen.
Right. And guess what? They magically beat the JV team of the Cincinnati Bengals. And guess what? 4 spots. We should have lost to the Bengals. You should have put the punter in as the quarterback.
I don't
see a problem. You're so worried about draft picks.
We're not that worried about draft picks.
Really? You and Brad were, because the difference between 9 and 13 is like this.
It is.
Holy shit, it's huge.
No, the difference between 13 and 20 is a lot bigger of a difference than between 9 and 13. It's all hypothetical.
So that means you don't trust our front office to find these people.
No.
Oh, wow, that's what you're saying. Okay,
You're spinning this
that's fine.
conversation
Here we
in
go.
a whole different place.
Oh,
than
okay,
where
that's
it
fine.
was.
You don't trust Andrew Barry. That's great. All right, let's keep going.
What are we going to keep going with? Go ahead.
No, if you don't trust Andrew Barry in this front office to pick somebody good at 20 or 13 or 9, then what the hell are we doing here?
You're telling me that the GM is more important than the draft pick? 10 picks apart in the first round?
Depends on who picks them.
Oh, my Lord. Okay.
All right.
I don't think we're getting anywhere right here.
Oh, really? Let's see here. GM's better. Johnny Manziel. Draft pick. First round.
Yeah, 22.
Uh-huh.
22.
All right. I'm sorry. What about our 8th overall pick?
Justin Gilbert?
Yep. What about that one? Let's keep
All right.
going. Let's keep going through all of them. I mean,
Are you telling me Barry wouldn't have picked Micah Parsons if he was available at Newsom's spot?
I'm not saying he
The
wouldn't.
guys aren't available. You do the best with what you can, but this is all completely hypotheticals. I just wanted to mention the fact that I feel like last week you were arguing that we should have played to win this game. Am I wrong?
No.
Okay.
I argued against you guys because you guys were talking about draft picks. And if we were going for draft picks, we shouldn't have even played the game on Monday night. That's where I was arguing.
A higher draft pick is just a consolation prize. It wasn't the goal. Look, okay, listen. There are teams that can F this up worse than we can. Did you see what happened with the Chargers?
That's completely fine. Something. Do whatever you want to do with the Browns. That's all right. We'll just stay mediocre. We'll Joe Jeff Fisher throughout the rest of their damn career.
I'm just confused at what you're arguing.
But I already told you because hold on here. We pulled out Chubb just a little bit because he's an investment for further on. Then why was Baker Mayfield playing? Why would you even try to play a game even though you know you were out? What does it matter? And then you go into, well, this game doesn't matter. Then why the hell did we win? You guys were wanting
to win the game.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Because Jacksonville sure as hell didn't. They won
the game.
Oh yeah, they beat Indianapolis. Whoop-de-fucking-do.
Look at all the other... was a team nobody wanted to see in the playoffs. The difference is Jacksonville didn't forfeit anything for it.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm talking about the Jets. I'm talking about the Texans. I'm talking about everybody else that fucking dumpster dived. And guess what? We did it too with Deshaun Kaiser as our fucking quarterback.
Oh, I feel like you're living two lives right now. I feel like you don't know what you want.
I'm just going to stop right there. Go ahead, Nicole.
Nicole?
Sorry, I was adjusting my Wi-Fi.
Thoughts?
What?
Okay. Redleg, how's it going, man?
Good, guys. How are you tonight?
Outstanding. And Justin, how are you doing?
Doing all right, yourself?
Oh, pretty good. All right, Nicole, what are your thoughts on it? Does it matter if we won or lost?
You always go for the win.
Okay, fair enough. That's what I'm saying.
You get on the field and
but
the second that you go out there intentionally to not win, then you're teaching yourself a bad habit. They should always just go out there and try to play as a team and win. Yes, the draft pick was a good consolation prize. Like if we lost and there was something good that came out of it. But no, you always go for the win.
Sure. And Redleg, what do you think? I know you've been listening into our conversation. I already got Fatty all fired up. I'm playing Brad Ward today. So I'm going to try to get my spur out of his ass. Why don't you go ahead and fill us in on what you think?
Yeah, no, I won't play for the win. I think it's important this team to finish the season as a team and to keep that confidence strong. I think they finished the season out strong. I think that's more important than any draft pick, to be honest with you. I mean, it just this team needs to feel like they're winning, like they're doing stuff together, they're functioning, they're putting together a win, a team, a game, and four places. Is that what it was? I mean, we still trade up. I mean, there's all kinds of options. I think they're okay with the win over the draft pick, by far. So,
yeah, I don't think that we're in danger of choosing the wrong player.
No.
But the higher you pick, the more options you have. Justin, thoughts?
You play to win the game.
That's it. That's it. And Craig here says 8-9 is better than 7-10. Play for the win. Always. That's a loser mentality if you play to lose for a draft pick. Dumb, just dumb, in my opinion. Now, here's kind of a little bit of pretext if you weren't watching the show last week. It was I don't know what Jared thinks is so funny. Last week, this was more of a do you start Baker Mayfield conversation before it was announced that he was going to sit, right? Do you put your best players in the game when guys like Chubb nursing a rib injury, guys like Baker looking forward to surgery? Do you put those guys in the game that are at risk to injure themselves worse? Or guys like, Miles played, Jadeveon Clowney played and stuff like that. But that's what we were debating. So just because Baker doesn't play doesn't mean you're not playing to win. All right. But just a little context for those of you that are tuning in. Fatty was...
Hold on. And at the end of the show, it was all about the draft pick because it was a difference between 9 and 15 and 9 and 13. So you can't say that shit without bringing that up too. So
what do you mean?
Let's just get that out of the road.
Okay. All right. Numbers. It's just math. Hashtag math.
Hashtag public school math.
Public school math. All right.
Good old RHS.
No. Hey, I learned good math there. I learned horrible math. State.
All right. Let's get into our Twitter poll of the week. Here we go. All right. And just a reminder, we are brought to you by Remax Edge Realty, the JC Group, and Labatt Blue Light. And we are one of the big you can catch our show on the Big Play Network as well as on all of our social media channels. Chris says, was glad to see Baker on the sidelines to support the team. Absolutely. Some of our media members didn't know whether he was at the game or not.
Oh, yeah. No idea.
No idea. They had all kinds of opinions, but didn't know if he was at the game or not. So Twitter poll of the week, here we go. With Doug Deacon retiring, the Bengals game was his last game calling the games. And what former Brown would you want to try to fill his shoes and call the games with Jim Donovan? Now, Fatty, the way you worded this, I almost gave a non-answer that wouldn't count because I wanted to vote for other. Okay.
Well, that's why I put other in there.
I know, but you said former Brown, which means it has to be a player.
Okay.
Right? So we had Josh Cribbs, Joe Thomas, and Bernie Kosar, all excellent choices. I know who I want to fill the spot in the booth, but it's not a former Brown. With that being said, I voted for Josh Cribbs. But Fatty, who do you want? Who'd you vote for?
Andrew Hawkins. I went other. I love
Andrew Hawkins.
I love the Tomahawk show. I love what he did during the preseason. Give me Andrew Hawkins in there. Why not?
So Craig says Hanford Dixon. Chris says Bernie. Chris Spann says Joe Thomas. Now, this is kind of a wish list. Joe Thomas and Andrew Hawkins, they've hit the big time. They're in LA and New York under the bright, shiny lights, living the dream. So I don't think that we could see them. Bernie Kosar and Josh Cribbs are probably a little bit more realistic. Bernie, if he's drinking. See, here's the thing. This is a mortal sin, and it's reason to get canceled in Cleveland, so to speak. If, not that I'm big enough to get canceled, but if Bernie was calling games on the TV, I turned the sound off. So I'm not interested in hearing Bernie. I would go for Josh Cribbs out of these three. But I don't know. Redleg?
I think Joe Thomas, but I think you're right. He's too far gone now to be kind of local Cleveland. He's too much of a personality So that's why I voted for.
Okay, what about you, Justin?
I'd say Joe Thomas too. And back to your point about Brown being a player, I see that as a Brown being as a member of the organization,
Okay.
whether it be player, front office, or whatever.
All right. Well, if that's the case, then my other, all right, is a current member of the Browns organization. He's a media member. I would go with Nathan Zagora. I love Nathan Zagora. I think he would be the perfect choice to step in, and fill those shoes. So tough shoes to fill, but Zagora, Chris Spann, I don't know if you're questioning me or confirming what I think.
No, he was just asking.
Okay. But yeah, I would give my vote for Zagura all day long. I don't know who our hype guy would be anymore. I mean, he'd have to pull double duty because nobody can fill his shoes on Browns Daily, I don't think.
No.
But all right. So here's what the results were. And we have, if I can find it, Josh Cribbs, 13.6%. Joe Thomas, 60.6%. Bertie Kosar, 19.7%. Other 6.1%. Now, I agree with this, though. If it was realistic, Joe Thomas would be an easy choice. Got it. I mean, there's nobody better. I love Joe Thomas in the media. I do miss his. So they used to play the game on the Tomahawk show where listeners would give him a line that he would have to say on national television on Thursday Night Football. And they always gave him the most ridiculous stuff. And he always found a way to put it in. I don't remember what the segment was called, but it was great. All right. What do we got going on in the comments? What's
Can
up,
I
Tim?
throw one out there?
Yeah.
What about Tim Couch? Would you allow Tim Couch in the booth?
Yeah. I don't see why not. I mean, and he's done color commentary. He's
Justin
Tim
with
Couch
the
has been
deep
great.
thigh over there with the Baltimore Ravens background. Yeah.
Oh man, did you pick that color out, Justin?
Yeah, I
he
did.
Okay.
Yeah, he did.
All right. Now,
So no Tim Couch for you, Justin? Who would you like if these guys were off the table, like off the wall, who would you pick?
I would rather Brady Quinn than Tim Couch.
oh no.
Of course you would say Brady Quinn. Oh,
Okay.
I'm not a fan of either, though, mind you, but I would rather Brady than Couch.
I'm more of a fan of Couch than I am Brady Quinn, pretty boy. Jeez.
I'm gonna go completely off the wall here for a totally nonsensical pick. Let's get Flava Flav in there.
Oh,
There you go.
all right.
That would be wild.
Oh man.
We're going off the deep end already.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're doing that, then I say Chappelle.
Oh,
Steve
yeah.
Let's keep going.
Bob Saget?
Oh,
Boo.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Wow. Too soon.
too soon.
Too soon.
I saw Bob Saget at Kent State Live, and I was wondering why the show was 21 and over. And,
oh my God, his stand up.
Literally the most obscene human being on the face of the earth.
Yes.
And you would never know unless you saw one of his movie cameos, which when he was like that in a movie, it was always like a cameo, like a small role, like in Half Baked.
No. Farce of the Penguins. If you ever get a chance, please go watch Farce of the Penguins. It is the most amazing thing.
I doubt Bob Saget was still doing a whole lot of stand-up. If he was doing it, he was probably doing it pretty quietly because there's
No,
way
he was on tour.
He
Was
He
he
was
on
on tour.
He was on-
Yeah, he had a 2-hour show the night of.
The stuff that he was saying was just, oh man, I can't even think about it. It's
A lot of
probably
people-
crime
a lot of
just
people
to
don't-
think these things.
A lot of people know that about him, and it's like, well, you don't know about his whole other non-squeaky clean side. Oh,
Yeah.
come on.
Well, he said that he had to be so straight and narrow on Full House that his outlet to get it out of his system, because that's who he is, was to do stand up in the evenings after being on set, and that's how he would get it out of his system. But
Which that makes perfect sense, though. I mean, if you're going to sit there and be saccharine all day long, you got to get out there and drop a few words.
yeah, but my favorite Bob Saget cameo was in Half Baked. I don't know if you guys have seen that movie, but when they're in the addicts meeting. But
That's not a real drug.
I saw a clip on YouTube the other day. Is a song that he did. It's my dog licked my
yes,
and fill that in.
yeah. So when he did his show, he actually had the guitar on stage, and about half of it was like a musical comedy, like a Stephen Lynch type thing, where it was
Nice.
funny songs that he wrote.
I mean, let's be honest. Our viewer, Rodney Carrington. Let's go there.
All right, so let's get into our dog of the week. Here we go. All right, so we are going to do our City Dogs of Cleveland Dog of the Week. And every week we choose a Dog of the Week, and it is an adoptable dog. And then we choose our offensive and defensive Dog of the Week for our offensive and defensive MVPs. We're going to have to find a new segment for the offseason, I think. This is kind of sneaking up on us. I didn't even think of that. All right, this week's City Dogs of Cleveland Dog of the Week. Fatty, were you going to say something?
Yeah, we can still do a dog of the week. It doesn't matter if it's a Browns player or not.
Here we go. We have Plunkett. And
Oh.
look at that picture of Plunkett there. He's at the City Dogs of Cleveland. He's an adoptable dog. He's good in the car, stays in the back the whole time, sits and looks out the window. He's not super reactive to any dogs or people or anything like that. He loves treats and pup cups. That's an adorable photo there. He's a good listener when you correct his behavior, but can be stubborn when he wants to go in a different direction than you want to go. He likes affection and pets, and he likes to sniff and explore. That is Plunkett, and you can find Plunkett at the City Dogs of Cleveland on Twitter at City Dogs CLE, at City Dogs Cleveland on Facebook. And you can also reach them at 216-664-3476. We are already talking with Western Summit, Top Dog Tailgate. They're going to do another cornhole tournament this year. I think it's going to be in May, benefiting the City Dogs of Cleveland or in partnership with them. And we had a blast last year. Hopefully we'll get to meet up with some of you guys up there. That'll be awesome. But I know that is already in the works.
Are we going to talk about January 25th?
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
We will.
Okay.
All right.
Go ahead.
All right. Let's let's get through the dog of the week first. All right, offensive dog of the week, Fatty. Who you got?
Jarvis Landry. Probably his last game as a Brown, so might as well go out with a bang, bud. So I gotta go with him.
Redleg. What do you got?
Give me Dearness Johnson for probably his last game as a Brown. I mean, I love him to death, but my God, we can't have 3 RB1s. So, such a good game for him again. Yet
All
again.
Right. Justin?
I'll say DPJ.
DPJ. All right. All these guys had pretty good games on Sunday. Would I be out of line to put Case Keenum there? No, maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
No, you're not out of line. I think he could be there as well.
Okay. There's a lot of guys to choose from this week. But what are you laughing at, Fatty?
I
Are
didn't.
you making fun of me?
No.
Who are you looking at?
If you want a backup quarterback as your dog of the week, go ahead.
Oh man, just fueling the Case Keenum over Baker people. All right.
Keenum did good against third string.
Yeah. I think anybody was going to go in there and do it, but then
Just
again,
just like I could dunk against 3-year-olds.
All day.
Oh,
then again, I mean, really, that's what kind of makes this game hard to kind of choose people is, both sides had some starters playing, some non-starters playing. I don't think Cincinnati was really out there trying to light the world on fire. At least it didn't feel like it. But
What is that devil cat? Look at the size of that thing. Holy cow. What do you feed that thing? Ribs?
She is not that big.
Are you serious?
Yes, I'm serious.
By the collar. I can see it from here.
She's not that big. She's only maybe 8 pounds.
That doesn't look like 8 pounds. I've seen 8 pounds.
My last cat was like 12 or 13, I think. So she's small.
I'm sorry.
The jokes are writing themselves right now, but we can't say them.
What's the cat's name? Raven?
No.
Is it Lamar?
Lamar.
No,
It's Art?
It's not Lamar. Who's the kicker? Who's the kicker? Just Tucker.
I thought about naming her Jared, but that's not really a cat name.
Are you sure? If you add another A at the end of it.
All right. Defensive dog of the week. Justin, I'll let you go first since you're up there in the top left.
Oh. To Phillips.
Did he? Jacob Phillips?
Yeah.
Did he play?
Yeah, he had 8 tackles.
Who's out there, yeah.
Okay, I didn't know because obviously I didn't watch the game, so I'm going to go with Cloudy for mine because it's probably his last game here too.
All right, Redleg.
I gotta agree. Clowney was making a case for himself as to why he needs to get paid next season, and he was going all out after. I mean, he seemed like he was just causing all kinds of havoc. So I agree with Clowney for sure.
All right, and I'm down with Clowney. Man, is that a large human being? Being down there with you, Redleg, in the club, seeing some of these guys walk out of the locker room. Like I mentioned the last time when we watched the game from the sideline, seeing some of these guys who's bigger and smaller and stuff than we think they are. Clowney, Garrett, like just getting a little bit closer to them, like holy cow, these guys are massive.
Dude, and Joku is just a massive human being.
Yes.
And there was I forget his name now because he was a preseason scratch because he hurt himself. There was a tight end who was like 6'7" or 8" who was going to be like amazing, but he hurt himself. But that dude just even stood above those guys, and it's just like, yeah, it's a weird perspective to see how massive and big they actually are.
By the way, I'm just jealous right now because I wish I could have seen it, but I'm glad you guys had a great time hooping it up together. I'm glad we went out to dinner Saturday, and I could go Sunday and hang out with you guys.
We were thinking about you.
You weren't thinking about me at all.
I was sending you pictures from there.
Don't rub it in.
Look,
I'm still thinking about you at least.
You said you're playing pool. We missed you.
I did have to play.
Oh man.
What does a pool stick have that I don't?
Let's see here. I can make money off of a pool stick. Can I make money off of you?
I mean, in certain areas, you probably could.
After this.
Anyways. Save some ladies for the rest of us. Jeez. Oh, my wife's still watching.
I know she is.
Uh-oh.
All right. So, all right. Since we are on the dog of the week, quick intermission to let Jared tell you guys where we are going to be January 25th.
January 25th, we will be at Mr. B's Tavern in Parma Heights. And Redleg, you have been there. You've had the food.
Delicious.
I know, right?
Good stuff.
We're doing a legal hand to the face at 6:00. We are doing the Dawgs Table at 8, and we are about to have a blast there. So if you guys want to come out, hang out with us. We're going to be doing giveaways. We are going to be having fun there. So if you guys want to come out, hang out with us, come on out to Mr. B's at West 130th and Pearl. I should have the actual, address in my head, but I don't. But that's how I know it. But come out and hang out with us. Have a good time.
We usually have way too much fun. So
we normally do.
So, and these guys are just like they are on here. they're very who they are.
Authentic.
So, yep.
All right. Let's
Margarita.
finish out our what? What'd you say?
Margaritas.
You guys really had some margaritas, didn't you? I mean, I had some beers, but
hey, you know something? My wife walks into the door and she goes, "Honey, $20 pitcher. We're doing it. Let's go."
sold.
That's all we did. We don't have adult time.
Yep.
Normally it's like sippy cup time, where
This
we have
isn't
like.
technically adult time either because we're just children. But
Yeah, I know.
Jared, I thought of you the other day. I
Do
stopped
tell.
at the liquor store and was stocking up my my desk here for my home office.
You gotta do it. You gotta do it
No.
before Fanny's on fire. Come on.
No, it's not tax season. Well, it is tax season. We'll wait until it gets really stressful.
It's stressful now.
Not yet. Wait till I'm doing 55 plus hours a week.
All right, never mind. Then. All right, touche.
all right, let's finish out. Let's cap off the year with our 2021-2022 Cleveland Browns Offensive Dog of the Year. I didn't tell Jared I was putting this up here, so
Oh,
he's on the spot as much as you guys. My 2021-2022 Cleveland Browns Offensive Dog of the Year is none other than Nick Chubb. That is my Offensive Dog of the Year. Redleg, thoughts?
Oh man, that's a wild one. You know what? I'm a double tap it. Dearness Johnson, dude showed up, did the work again this year, proved himself as a solid running backup when either Chubb or Kareem Hunt was out. The dude is legit. I'm giving it to Johnson.
Oh,
All right.
you guys are missing the fat boy in the room. Joel Batonio should be
Ooh, it's a good one.
Dog of the Year. For him to split out and play left tackle for how many games that he did,
Yeah.
Kudos, Joel Batonio.
Nicole, we're doing offense. You got to give us an offensive Dog of the Year. We'll get to defense. Don't worry. Justin, who do you got?
Njoku.
Oh, that's a good one
Solid.
too.
Yep.
All right.
That is a good one too.
There's a number of good choices, which I think underlines the fact that there were some positives this year on offense. Even though there was some struggles, we did have some positives, and we had some guys step up. Some honorable mentions, probably. You could go with some of these other linemen, especially Teller. That's who I was trying to say, Teller. And then Kareem Hunt.
Yeah.
I think that even though he missed a lot of games this year, I mentioned, I think it was last week, it seemed like when Hunt played, we won. Like he was like the guy that kind of got us over the hump to get to the other side. So, I think he could be an honorable mention.
Well, you also, you got to throw in the anchor of that team, JC Treader.
Yeah.
He missed one game, barely practiced. Also, throw in James Hudson. For him to come in after Conklin gets hurt and actually trying to shore up as a rookie against TJ Watt, trying to block TJ Watt by himself, get out of here. That kid deserves all the kudos on that one.
All right, let's go to our 2021-2022 Cleveland Browns. Justin, did I get Justin's?
Yeah, I said Njoku.
Njoku,
Yeah.
that's right. Cleveland Browns Defensive Dog of the Year. All right. I'll go first. I'm going to go with JOK. And I think that this guy is going to be a monster for years to come. He is going to be a centerpiece in this defense. And I love what I've seen out of JOK. Fatty, what do you got?
I need to see it this year. The Warden.
Okay.
Denzel Ward played pretty much the entire season, with exception of a couple games because he got hurt. And he was a shutdown corner. And to watch him play, I actually enjoyed it. So Denzel Ward for me.
All right. And Justin.
Jadeveon Clowney.
Jadeveon Clowney. All right. Hopefully we'll get a chance to see him in a Browns uniform again. That was something special. Garrett on one side, Clowney on the other.
Yeah.
Redleg, what do you think?
I got to go with the comeback kid. Give me Grant Delpit. He's had a season to come back with. I mean, obviously Newsom's not been mentioned, but I mean, clearly he's had a great season too. But Delpit really showed what he's drafted for. So,
can I give one honorable mention before we move on?
Sure.
Who was the defensive tackle? Not Jackson. McDowell. I'll tell you what, to not play football for that long and come in and contribute the way you did. But way to go. Thank you.
All right. I don't have a banner for this, but let's go Rookie of the Year. I gave JOK my defensive Dog of the Year.
Offense or defense?
Altogether. Because there's only so many rookies.
Are you sure? Because we can do offense and defense.
All right.
Let's do offense and.
All right. As you screw up your microphone and mute yourself. This is great. And I'm the drunk one. That's all right. I'll take care of this. Redleg, your offensive Rookie of the Year.
Oh, my. God, this is terrible. I don't know. I mean, you can't really. Yeah, I got to go with, probably Schwartz, I guess. I mean, it's kind of you got to go with Schwartz because he's kind of that niche player who's going to be the speed guy, but they didn't really employ him that way. And you got Felton, but Felton wasn't employed very well either. So I mean, I got to go with Schwartz if between the two of them.
Craig, you still got to unmute your mic. Justin, what about your offensive Rookie of the Year?
I don't know.
Yeah, me too, right?
I understand it's hard. I'll give you mine. Hudson, the way he stepped up there towards the end, to actually not know the position that he was going to play because they drafted him to play tackle. He switched to guard, switched back outside. I'm going to go Hudson.
All right. Is it my turn?
No, it's still Justin's.
Okay.
I'll
I wasn't trying to cut anybody off. I missed part of it. I didn't know who was up.
Sorry, I think Justin froze.
I think he froze. Yeah, I didn't hear you.
Yeah, I was just saying I'll go with Jared and say Hudson.
All right. Schwartz for me.
Schwartz for you. So we got two Schwartzes. May the Schwartz be with you. And we got two Hudsons.
I see your Schwartz is as big as mine.
And here we go.
All right.
As long as it doesn't go from suck to blow.
Oh, jeez.
I can't say that half the things I want to say right now. Let's move on to Defensive Rookie of the Year. Justin, give me your Defensive Rookie of the Year.
I'm going to say Newsom.
Okay. Redleg?
Got to be Jock. Definitely Jock. He was just all over the place.
Craig?
I gave my Defensive Dog of the Year to JOK. But I'm going to give Defensive Rookie of the Year to Greg Newsome. I think this gentleman is going to be every bit as good as Denzel Ward, if not better. I think at some point, Fatty, don't give me those looks.
No. Is Delpit considered a rookie because he was out last year or no? No? Then I'm going Newsome.
All right.
I know JOK is going to be special, but Greg Newsome coming in and covering that 2 spot the way he did all year.
JOK would have been just fine. If he was picked where Newsome was at, he'd still get an A+. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but we would have got
Newsome, I think he went above and beyond most people's expectations. I mean, the front office clearly knew what they had with him, but I wasn't expecting him to be making me wonder if he was going to be better than Denzel Ward by the end of the year.
Yeah.
Or Greedy Williams after all the injuries and stuff. And you know something? Gotta give kudos to Greedy this year, though.
Absolutely.
Yeah. After the
nerve wasn't easy.
No, after the nerve damage, everything else, and he actually had a solid year. So
All right. Any other end of year awards you want to do, Jared?
Oh, well, we can't do special teams because they suck. All right, Red Leg, go.
Of course, Charlie Hewlett. Special team player of the year.
Oh, man.
No, I mean, who else? I mean, there's a ton of guys this year who really did their job and just kind of stayed in the shadows, and you don't notice them. They don't get called. Jordan Elliott, Taki. Like, you're seeing, there's a lot more of those guys who are sitting there doing their job.
Hey,
but just
MP
blending
Stewart.
in. Yeah.
AJ
Oh my gosh.
Like half the defense had to step up this year and play COVID wise. And like Dearness Johnson stepping up the way he did. Like those guys, you guys have stepped up and came into this and actually bought into what was happening. So thank you guys so much. Also, you got to throw in Delpit and Rodney Harrison.
Yeah.
Are we going to get him back next year? I hope so.
I hope so too. Yeah, he should be.
So Justin, I want to ask you one thing. And I asked this on my other show. Give me your 3 needs for the offseason for this Cleveland Browns.
What did I say on that?
You can change it up. Nobody watches my other show. It's all right.
I watch it.
I know you do, Red Leg, and I know you do, Justin, but nobody else does.
Yeah.
Fine.
A solid quarterback competition.
Gotcha.
Keeping the key guys on defense, re-signing them.
Yes.
And then making sure everybody is healthy.
Okay. So, Craig, I threw out the question, what are the 3 things that we need to do in the offseason?
Ooh. Continuity. We need continuity in the front office. We need continuity in on the sidelines with the coaching staff. So I think that we need to try to retain everybody we can, not make any silly decisions. But that's number 1 for me. Number 2, straighten out the cap. We should prepare to pay Baker after this year. So I think we need to start laying the groundwork to make sure that we can make a run with him and handling a salary, because we're going to be extending Denzel Ward. If we don't think Baker can do it as a front office, now I'm not speaking for you guys or for me or anybody. If we don't think that he can do it, we shouldn't even be hanging on to him. So obviously we think he can do it. Let's plan on him doing it. We got to look at Hooper's salary. We got to look at Landry's salary. We got to straighten out this offense.
I was going to say Landry is probably gone after this year. Hooper's got to take a different. Also, we're losing $8 million off of Case Keenum.
Yes.
So that's another one that you got to factor in, because I really do think they're going to draft a quarterback. I don't know where at, or they're going to bring in somebody. So, but other than that, so you have continuity, you have
lay the foundation for
paying
guys like Baker and Denzel Ward on top of guys we're already paying like Garrett. Okay.
Red Leg, what about you?
Do I get number 3?
I thought you already had 3.
No, that was 2. Continuity and salary cap. Number 3, I want people that can catch the ball. I don't care if it's with 1 hand or 2. Just catch the ball. So I don't know if that's draft, free agency. That whole wide receiver room needs retooled. So.
All right, Red Leg.
I think running the same continue. Continuity. Definitely, it's going to help next year. Year 3, the same system. Let it work out. If it's not working, which clearly the defense is working, something's going on with the offense. We'll get that figured out. Give me some tall. Give me a tall receiver. Give me a guy who wants to get open and move and all that kind of stuff. Number 2, and number 3, on a wish list, give me a 3rd guy in there beside Clowney and Garrett. Oh my God!
Oh yeah.
Oh, more pressure. Oh, so nice.
So, like I said earlier, I think we need a defensive lineman, tackle, and somebody to complement Myles Garrett and to kind of help out the interior. I think interior needs a little bit more help. Other thing, we need a legit, and I'm done with this little pick and piece. We need a legit number one wide receiver. There was no ifs, ands, or buts about it because it was apparent this year that we didn't have one. And if we did have one, he didn't want to run the routes that were there. We need a guy that's a rookie that's coming in to prove himself and go get it. And last but not least, we need somebody to challenge Baker.
We need an identity, really. I mean, are we going to be an offensive-minded team or are we going to be a defensive-minded team?
No. We're already there. They spent the entire offseason on the defense. Defense is legit now. That defense is stacked. Everybody, if you cannot score more than 3 touchdowns in the NFL, you might as well just hang it up and be done with it. We need to tool this offense now. We have the offensive line. We have the running back. The things that we do not have, quarterback continuity and wide receivers. We have tight ends. We have everything else right in a row. We need a threat on the outside.
There's also kind of a fourth thing. It's kind of on the edges here, and you can hear it in some of the interviews. There's some kind of, it's not, I want to call it a disconnect, but there's some lack of closeness from offense to defense the players talking about. Like, you know, oh, we have an offense, we have a defense, we don't have the Browns, right? I think that getting the team building kind of stuff where it's important, firing each other up, oh, that's going to be beyond helpful. So
you got to factor in a kicker too. We got a kicker and a punter controversy right now. We special teams are just in shambles. Is Jimmy G competition?
No.
Anybody.
That's a headache.
I understand that's a headache, but it's still competition. Because like I said earlier, if you get Baker Mayfield competing with somebody, like legit competing with somebody, it might bring out the best in him instead of handing him the keys and saying, here you go, Baker, it's yours, like we've done for 4 years.
I think we're seeing that in the defense. We're certainly seeing that in the defense right now with Garrett, the way he's been talking to guys and firing up. Like, hey, he's not, hey guys, we need to get better. He's like, we need to get better. What are you doing to get better? And Baker, yeah, he could probably use that. He kind of thrives in that environment of feeling oppressed. Oh, I'm going to walk on to Oklahoma. Okay, yeah. I'm going to get drafted number 1. I am going to Cleveland, and I am going to change the mentality there, and and he's done every single bit of it. Like,
I think he needs pushed. I think he really needs pushed, and I think after this year, after he got hurt, after the season they had this year, he is going to take a look inside himself. And you know something? I hope that he's the guy. I pray that he's the guy for us. He's got us to the playoffs. He's got us to sort of a winning record that we've never seen in 22 years now.
Yeah.
I hope that's what it is. But if it's not, I still want him to try to be his best. And I want the coaching staff in the front office behind him because I still don't know if that's happening.
Is he, or rather his wife, going to be okay if he has competition?
Okay, Justin, you cannot bring that up because no matter what happens with a man, the wife is always going to back him up no matter what happened.
No, I agree with that. But you see her being vocal on Twitter and everything, or Instagram or something about all this.
If I was being bashed on Twitter, Instagram, anything else, I know my wife would have my back. And I know she would come out and say anything. Would Nicole say something about you, Craig?
Probably.
Red leg?
There's nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely, yeah.
So if you're getting bashed over something that you shouldn't get bashed, it's I trust my wife more than anything else. And if she comes out and says it, you know something? I would normally go, honey, it's all right, let it go. We're not talking about it. But she wanted to say it. He let her say it. I'm not saying let her say it, but
yeah, no, yeah,
he was okay with it. Then it's okay.
Yeah, there's definitely points where you go to your wife or spouse or whoever you happen to be with. You go, yeah, you got this. You need my approval. Go handle it. Now if it comes to personal attack or something, that's a little different. But
well, it's the same thing as the shit with Odell's dad. Odell could have shut that down all day. I could have looked at my dad. I'm like, Dad, no, it's not worth it. Don't do this. Stop it. But Odell's dad, boom, right out there.
Yeah.
Odell could have stopped at any point in time he wanted. Just like Baker could just say, honey, not now. This is not the time.
So, I mean, something with their relationship too is, Baker, when he had his beard, he had it and then he shaved it for the marriage or whatever, and then it came back. That really kind of shows that it's gonna sound weird, but like they function as people who work with each other as a normal couple. Like it's not all black and white. One thing is they're a couple. It's clear. Like he'll be fine. She'll be fine. It's what people do. Sometimes we get wrapped around ourselves. Where I don't think we're gonna end up with like a Mahomes situation and all that nonsense. I mean, but
I know my wife would back me no matter what I said.
I think that she's perfectly fine to talk. I think that guys like, and my wife just brought up Mahomes. Like his wife's not so much a distraction as much as his brother is, but it's for different reasons.
Oh,
yeah.
Carly Teller. Carly Teller's on Twitter, constantly posting stuff. Zero attention.
No, just because she's the wife of an O lineman.
Yeah, like it's wild, like the disparity between the two. Like, why is no one talking about her? Like, and I'm not going wrong. I don't disagree with her. It's just so weird. Like, how does it not happen? Like, and it's great. It's like, yeah, let her talk. Why not let Emily talk? Like, it's just weird. It's just very weird that there's just that kind of dichotomy between the two of them. So,
I mean, the way I see it anymore, everybody's got a platform. I mean, look at our platform right here. This is what we're like. I'm nobody. God, I'm nobody, but I'm a Browns fan.
Yep.
But I get this, right? I get a legal hand to the face. I get the Dawgs Table. I get any other podcast they want to bring me on to talk about the Browns. I have a platform and how I feel as a person, as a fan. And if somebody gets scored or hears something from, I would stick up for my own family. Like Jocelyn, my sister. Somebody says something bad about her, I'm going to stick up for her. Are you kidding me? Yeah, I got her back all day. Like there's a difference between what people are saying and what people do.
Oh yeah.
And you know something? Right now, like I said with Twitter, there is a black, a white, there is no gray. There is no gray. You're on this side or you're on that side. And you know something? If you think that she is speaking too much about Baker, because Baker came out and said it himself against Mary Kay, then I didn't say anything of that nature. Like, why are you putting words in my mouth? Did you get it from me? No, you got it from somebody else. Who'd you get it from?
Does anybody have a problem with the way Baker handled Mary Kay? I didn't mean to interrupt. I just didn't want to get that point.
No,
hell no.
And if you did, you just need to look at every other single professional athlete from Cleveland who was like, yeah, this is a problem. And it's just like they all know it. And it's like someone finally said it.
But no, I have
outside
no
the
problem
fan
with
base.
Baker doing that, because guess what? That's who he is as a person. If somebody would have came out and said that to you, Craig, said, hey, you're not part of the JC group. What are you doing? You guys are fighting with your salesman and everything else. And it's not true. Would you actually come out and say it's not true?
Well, yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't be as nice about it, but sure.
But for Baker to actually come out and say, it didn't come from me, so I don't know where you're getting it. He actually came out and said, it's not for me. And to be honest, I believe him, because if it was from him or anybody in his camp, it would have came out in week 4 of the NFL, not the one that he lost to the Browns or lost to the Steelers.
I mean, I think you have to step in that. Sometimes you step in stuff, right? And you have to backtrack things. If it's not your backtracking, you're going, it's, hey, this is an issue. Yes, I did this. This is what I'm doing now. Hey, like I stepped in today. There's that tweet that was the Baker said, I'll plant that 17-0 flag. I thought it was great. It's like someone's like, oh, it's fake. I'm like, okay. And I retweeted it. Apparently this is fake, but I love the sentiment, like Baker, he's a no nonsense kind of guy. Like no one would let that crap go on, and say oh, that's fine. Yeah, let her say what she wants. No, he's addressing it because clearly it's some kind of more issue than just one incident one time. It's a people view things in the moment and they don't look at the long duration of it and to see what actually is going on. I mean, the fan base went, yeah, we noticed that Mary Kay has this kind of issue. Like on my tweets, my wife noticed. My wife barely sees Mary Kay stuff on Twitter. Barely. She's never on Twitter. And she goes and sees the stuff on there. She's like, yeah, this dumb. It's stupid. Like, why is she asking this question? And, it's weird.
But we are not part of the media.
Yeah.
But that happens. They have to ask those questions. They have to, because we don't get access. We don't get access to anybody. We can say whatever the hell we want on here, but they have access to everybody. Do you really want to piss off the people that you have access to?
I think with Mary Kay and Tony at this point, they don't care. I don't think that there's anything anybody can do to get those two out of there. Not that they, and listen, you're right, Jared, because it's their job. And their job is to generate a quote that's worthy of being on a front page. It's not always going to make the front page, but that's their job. The problem is fans, we get frustrated hearing about it. Now, I'm not necessarily defending them. And Mary Kay, especially with the tweet in question or the report in question that Baker's going to ask for a trade and this and that or the other. She's either got a faulty source or she's trying to make an educated guess on what's going to happen in hopes that she broke the news, right?
Yeah.
So either way, it's kind of it's a risky thing to do. And in all lies, there is a little bit of truth.
Yeah.
I'm just curious who the, obviously we're never going to know, but who told her this, how'd they convince her if they were pulling her chain? How'd they convince her that they weren't, I get it, but it's their job. But I like Gerard. Look, when it comes to the media members, there's a lot of fans that are starting to turn on pretty much everybody. I don't know if people have just worn out their welcome. There's just too much of a divide between fans right now. I don't know what it is. My favorite media member has been on the show, and that's Kimi Justice. She's my favorite. She's a very positive person. She asks insightful questions without trying to poke the bear, so to speak, at the press conferences. I don't know. What are your thoughts, Red? Like, do you even listen to much of the media stuff?
I see some of the questions. I listen to like the YouTube interviews and hear some of the questions. Some are like legit media questions, like about the story. Others are just kind of like they want that, like you said, that quote. And I think that even reporters are getting used to not reporting, but reporting opinions, right? And there's a difference there. I try to listen objectively because some of the questions are really interesting. But I kind of kicked myself, for a couple of years back when I was kind of really new on Brown's Twitter. It was after I think Siebert missed a kick, and then Grossi had posted on his Twitter, and it was a picture of a car parked across two handicap spaces that said, Siebert arriving for work the next day. I was like, well, that's crazy. What the hell is this? I was like, I should screenshot that because that's pretty wild, and it was gone. So there's no proof of it. But I'm like, that's the kind of reporting that we have. They're so entrenched. They're almost like politicians. Like, oh, you don't believe me? I've been here for 30 years, or whatever happens to be.
Well, they are, and they're like attorneys that are cross-examining, right? When they're doing the press conferences, they're going to ask the same question 10 different ways to get you to phrase your answer the way that they can take it in the context they want to and run with it. Again, I get it. It's their job. I do think there's a little bit of a line somewhere, but I don't really pay attention to many of them. And, like I said, Kimi Justice is great. I don't listen to a whole lot of sports radio outside of what the Browns do with Zagura and Browns Daily and things like that. And I got into a comment war on Twitter with somebody's burner, because I said, listen, when we listen to sports radio, these radio shows, it's not a show unless people disagree.
Yeah.
Which means somebody has to be the devil's advocate, and they Yeah. Yeah, Jared. Jared.
He said advocate, not devil.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Devil's advocate.
I felt my horns in my little tail.
You know, so you listen to the radio. These radio guys, they don't all believe what they're saying. A lot of times it's a shtick.
I mean, I think some of the best stuff you could do really is either watch the press interviews live or go to YouTube when they post them later and watch the players what they say. Like one of the reporters who is always consistent and really asks kind of a weird question is like what Marla Ridenour, is that one of the main ones? Yeah, she is consistently asking great questions, and it's just like, and then you get these players' responses. But if you're not watching it, you're getting that one little quote in the middle of a 3-sentence answer. And I'm not in Cleveland. I don't have sports radio for you guys up here. I'm kind of in the bubble, but I get to see my stuff direct from players. So when I'm talking to you guys, I'm like, oh, this is what he actually said, because that's what I watch. I watch the actual player interviews. So, but I
get a lot of that from my wife, because my wife is way more attentive to some of that than I am. Like, she will watch every press conference every week of every player and every coach. And she'll, we'll be talking about something Browns related, and she'll be like, well, you should go back and listen to that.
Exactly.
So, but does anybody have anything else they want to bring to the table before we wrap up the show tonight?
I would like to announce my candidacy for the face of the Browns fandom at some point. I want to get there. I want to take over for a Pumpkinhead. It's going to be a long, hard process.
Did something happen to Pumpkinhead, or are we just voting him off the island?
Let's just vote him off. I'll just vote for me.
Okay. All right.
But no, I mean, this season's been fun. I've had a lot of fun talking to you guys. You guys are, what you guys are doing here is great. It gives the fans a voice. It's the everyday fan. I mean, I know I'm on here a lot, and I hope I'm not taking someone else's space on here.
No, you're good.
If they would come into the dog pen. But I mean, this is why we made this show, so that Craig has a voice. I have a voice. We're all Browns fans. We all want the same thing. We want our Browns to be good.
Yeah.
And any way we can do that and actually help other Browns fans come out and actually say it, like, oh my God, Baker Mayfield played like shit. Yeah, I know. I seen it too. Like, we're not blind, but everybody has a different opinion on everything. And we want to hear all the opinions.
Yeah, there's been some really great conversations over this past season. And, there's going to be some next year. And, that's the key here. It's not that we're going to be just Browns fans in some little bubble somewhere. It's connecting. And, the Browns are not the Browns. They're the community around us, too, around the team. So,
Justin?
Red Leg, everything you do for the show and everything, giving away those tickets there a couple weeks ago, or is I'm just a pretty face?
As you're yawning in the background.
It's past my bedtime. You gotta think I normally go to bed like 7, I get up at 4.
I know. And Red Leg, thank you so much for coming out to dinner with us.
Oh man, it was great. I'm looking forward to it again, man. I
had
hang out.
such a blast.
I mean,
go ahead.
No, yeah, go ahead. I mean, it's a fun to put bodies to faces, but just the genuine personalities that are here this is how these people are. And they're Browns fans. We had fun. We just joked around. I had a lot of fun adulting. I was like, I left the restaurant. I'm like, man, honey, that was a lot of fun. And she's like, yeah, I had fun too. And like I told you, I hate people. But anyway, that's
not us.
Yeah, not you. But you know what I'm saying? I just try to be a decent human being. I try to help people. And this year, let's do something fun where we get together with a bunch of Browns fans. Let's make that some kind of pact or something where you do something. So.
Well, I've talked to Craig, and we want your blessing. You do a nonprofit, right?
Yes, sir.
We would like you to be the sponsor of our Twitter poll.
Okay.
For your nonprofit. So we'll talk to you here a little bit later, but we really want what you're doing and everything that you do. We want people to understand that. So
okay.
All right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'd be more interested in hearing more about that. Like what type of nonprofit it is, everything.
Yeah. Red Leg, plug your nonprofit. Tell us what it's about and where.
Let's talk about the elevator.
And then Chris, Chris sensed I was biting my tongue during that whole segment. He's been waiting until the end to ask this question. Craig, do you think competition for Baker is good or not? After Red Leg gives his plug, we do all that, talk about the important stuff. We'll get to that, Chris.
Sure. All right. So the elevator speech here is most of you know, I'm a Browns fan, obviously. Also a veteran, was in Operation Iraqi Freedom. And before I went in the military, I collected military items from World War II, whatever, right? I thought it was neat, love history. And when I got back from Iraq, I realized that stuff from the global war on terrorism, Iraq, Afghanistan, the Philippines, all that kind of stuff was not being saved. And so I started saving it, helmets, uniforms, whatever, but I also saved the stories when I could with them. And then I founded a nonprofit. And what our mission is we go around with a traveling display with these uniforms, helmets, all these kind of items, and we set up in public places like festivals, events, stuff like that. And we help people engage with these stories. So we'll have these items out, they'll have their history, people can look at them, and we help people connect with the stories of veterans of the global war on terrorism, because it's been a 20-year-long war. And we try to save that history. It's not just the trigger pullers or the guys dropping bombs and jets. It's the fuelers, the maintenance guys, the weathermen. It's a story. So our mission is to save the history. And we're small. We're not big. We're just completely tiny. But we're working to save as much of that story as we can. Even if it's not uniform, it could be an oral history. So we're working on it. But that's the elevator speech about it. So
It's very cool.
Very, very cool. And we will be getting everybody more information on that, and featuring Red Leg with his blessing. That'll be our Twitter poll sponsor.
sure.
And
Well, thank you,
And
guys.
by the way, thank you for your service, Red Leg.
yes, thank
Thanks.
you.
I mean, that's amazing. You made the sacrifice for all of us, so thank you.
Well, thank you, guys.
All right. So, Chris, the $1 million question. Right before Fatty's on fire. I don't know. Is Fatty on fire today, or maybe?
Oh,
here and
sure.
there?
Why not? Why
Okay.
not? Let's
All
do
right.
it. I don't even have to up here.
A
Yeah.
guy like Case Keenum is as much competition as Baker needs. We don't need somebody to legitimately push him for a starting job.
Yes, we do.
No, we don't. Hold on, Fatty.
Yes,
You'll get
we
your
do.
chance. You actually hold on. Listen, we're all, not all of us, many of us are calling for guys that are backups on other teams already to start. People want to bring in people like Mitch Trubisky, or, Cam Newton was a conversation at one point. In Cleveland, we can't have a backup quarterback that is, eventually ownership will listen to the fans because we pay their bills, and they will make stupid decisions because some homeless guy is going to be like, hey, start Johnny. Okay. And it's, oh man. Yeah, that's a true story. That happened. And guess what? It didn't go very well. Listen, Case Keenum, we need a guy that's serviceable, that will provide leadership in help Baker in practice, in training camp, in OTAs, in the meeting room. A guy like Case Keenum that can mentor him, that can push him, that can make him better. But I don't need Baker looking over his shoulder. I get it. He's a competitor. He's the walk-on, the unlikely number 1 overall pick. He's this and that and the other. He thrives on all that stuff. That's fine. But we spent 20 years with guys looking over their shoulder, getting put on the bench when we're 7-4 for a guy like Johnny Manziel when we were in playoff hunts, and it never worked. It doesn't. And Red Leg, I know you're a history buff, and what does history do?
It repeats itself.
It repeats itself.
If you don't pay attention to it. Yep.
It repeats itself. A guy like Jimmy G, all right, who has been serviceable for San Francisco for 50% of the games that he's available for, right? Like, he's available for about 50% of the games. Do you think that a guy like Jimmy G would have lasted this year in a situation like Baker Mayfield? No, he couldn't even last in San Francisco. That guy is not playing through injury. A guy like Jimmy G. Kirk Cousins, can you imagine the reaction of our media, in our fan base, if Kirk Cousins had one of those Kirk Cousins games. Now, granted, he played like an MVP for probably 75% of his snaps this year. Kirk Cousins had an outstanding season. All right. But when the media puts the pressure on him like they do Baker Mayfield, do you think that's going to work out well? I don't. I don't think that there's any guy that's a perceived quarterback, starting quarterback competition guy out there that would be a good fit for us. I get trying to push him. A guy like Case Keenum is perfect. He's a veteran. He's been around the league. He's started. He's been there. He knows Stefanski's offense. He was in Minnesota when Stefanski was in Minnesota. He is the perfect mentor for Baker Mayfield. He can push him to make him better, but Baker can get better without having to look over his shoulder. Maddie?
Oh no, I'm good. I'm done. I'm done with this conversation because no matter what's going to happen, you and I are going to fight tonight. So we're good. You had your ginger snap,
Separate your boxes.
and we're gonna go from there. We're gonna separate.
To close out the show, I want Red Leg and Justin's opinion now that they've heard both sides.
Yeah.
You don't have to pick a side or say I'm right or Jared's right or anything like that.
Yeah.
But like, is there truth to both things? Like, is one situation the better than the other? I mean, give us your opinions.
I mean, I think we have a bad relationship with the way we've treated quarterbacks and the way they've rolled out. I think that's history. We
It's
have
called
that.
PTSD.
Can I just say one thing real quick?
No.
Sure.
No,
Yeah.
Because, no. I just want to say it real quick.
Yeah.
Because if Case Keenum is the mentor, the guy that's this guy,
Yeah.
he should at least started 5 games this year to get Baker healthy, but he didn't. So obviously,
wasn't up
he's
to him.
not that guy.
It wasn't up to him.
I'm sorry. Then who was it up to?
It was probably up to a collaboration between Stefanski, Baker, and Barry.
Oh, okay. So at that point in time, they don't believe in Case Keenum.
No, we're not. That's
Then
not. That's
why
not
the hell would he
conversation.
be here then?
They don't have to not believe in
Because
Case Keenum.
there's competition then. So you're not bringing in competition for Baker Mayfield.
It's okay.
Okay. I'll finish.
Am I not right?
No,
Okay.
So, I mean,
I'm stupid. I'll sit back here.
no, Fatty. Why you got to make it personal? We can agree to disagree.
I'm good. It's all right. It's like I'm talking to Brad Ward again. I'll sit back here on the backside. Go ahead.
So I think we have a history of we have a bad relationship with quarterbacks, but at the same time, give me a late round quarterback draft, put him underneath Baker, put Keenum on the practice squad so he's still available to be that mentor. You have 3 layers of players who know Stefanski's system at that point. Baker's going to feel challenged. Keenum's going to feel secure and available if they need him. I want Baker to succeed. I think that push is going to help. I think we're just shell shocked from the just decades, literally almost decades of quarterbacks rotating in and out. So I think it'll help him. I think if they do that, they'll probably still start Baker at the end. So, which I hope. God, he should start as long as he's healthy.
I think the question is Baker the unquestioned starting quarterback? That's why the argument doesn't matter to me or Jared from the other side, is because I believe he's a starting quarterback, unquestioned. Jared hopes he's the starting quarterback, but he's not 100% convinced. When you're 100% convinced, you don't need competition, right? Like, who is Dak Prescott's competition?
So you're telling me you're 100%. 100%.
Have been since day one.
So that's your guy. That's the hill you're
my
dying
guy.
on.
Baker Mayfield, that's the hill I'm dying on.
Okay. So what did he show you the past 2 years that made you fucking just so magically be on that hill?
He's shown me all kinds of stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I saw him show 4 interceptions to Green Bay.
Okay.
I saw him not be able to lead fourth quarter comebacks.
Yeah.
I saw him, let's see here, lose to Baltimore multiple times and Pittsburgh when they're fucking down. So what has Baker Mayfield shown you?
How about winning a road playoff game in Pittsburgh? All right.
Oh, whoop-de fucking do. Wow, 1 game. All right. Has he won the AFC North? Has he won Rookie of the Year? Has he thrown more than 40 touchdowns? Has he thrown less than 6 interceptions?
He's got the intangibles, though, the leadership, the showing everybody that he's willing to go out there injured, like a Brett Favre type.
Oh,
And still
perfect.
play.
I'm so glad we got that. Let's have Girl Scout cookies with that shit too. Fucking whoop-de-doo. So did Brian Hoyer, and he got benched for Johnny Manziel.
And he shouldn't have been.
No, I like
Right.
Hoyer.
I'm not saying he should have
I
been.
did like Hoyer.
I'm not saying I didn't like it either, but this is where we're at now. You guys have to question how he played this year because his decision making was fucked up.
His on-field decision-making, yes. Now, I agree that we have screwed over quarterbacks in the past, but that is mainly because we've got a first-round high draft pick sitting there on the bench just waiting for his time to
And it's not a high draft pick. It's like a
Well,
22 and 18.
first-round draft pick, at least.
Yeah, well, it's a shit draft pick.
Just-
to be honest.
So the coaching
It's not
staff is
number one.
waiting.
It's not a number one draft pick. So we
So the
treat him like he should be a number one draft pick, like Joe Burrow, who actually led his team to the fucking playoffs this year.
Yes.
Where are we at? Oh, we're over here behind Pittsburgh.
You give Baker Mayfield, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and Tyler Boyd is in the playoffs. Sorry.
Oh, of course. Oh, I'm sorry. You give fucking Joe Burrow, Nick Chubb, and Kareem Hunt. See where the fuck he's at now.
He's got Joe Mixon.
Who gives a shit about Joe Mixon? He's not a top 10 running
Jared
back.
doesn't. We can argue this, but for right now, I'm going to pick my battles because this would be a whole nother hour. So, we'll let Fatty fire simmer down.
I'll agree with
We'll
Fatty,
talk about it
though.
on a future episode. I will lay out all the reasons why Baker is 100% unquestionably my pick for starting quarterback, and he doesn't need competition any more than a guy like Dak Prescott or a guy like Matt Stafford or a guy like Kyler Murray. Those guys need somebody like Colt McCoy behind them,
Hey,
like Arizona has.
hey.
Case Keenum, like we have.
Uh-huh. And guess what? We didn't play Case Keenum while Kyler Murray sat on the bench for 4 weeks so that Colt McCoy could go out winning games. Just
Okay.
like the way that Dak Prescott sat out a little bit so that his backup could go out and win him a couple games. So guess what? Obviously, our backup can't go out and win us a couple games.
So who are you mad at?
I'm mad at everybody.
Okay. I'm just trying to figure out who's at fault here.
I'm mad at our
Like-
coaching staff. I'm mad at Baker. I'm mad at Case Keenum. I'm mad at Austin Hooper who can't catch a goddamn ball. That's who I'm mad at.
He's mad because somebody took his pudding cup.
That's true. And it was tapioca. God damn it.
Just fireball, start again. Right?
Yeah. Expansion draft.
guys.
Yeah.
Like if
No,
you
yeah.
sit here and watch, as soon as Baker got hurt, we could have had in Case Keenum for 5 games and let Baker get healed
Yeah.
up because they did that in Arizona. Like, are you shitting me? Like, if you're paying him $8.5 million and he can't go out and give you 2 games of a win, then what the fuck is he doing on our team?
See, I
Cheers.
think that's where our argument breaks down is he could, but it wasn't up to him. It
Are
was
you
up to
sure?
Stefanski.
Are you sure it was not up to him? Because of course the Brad Ward throw him out there, screw him up. He didn't want him anyways.
I mean, I think there's a lot of blame to go around this year. Absolutely. I think it's from the front office, the play calling to the guys in the field. I think it's a bunch of small things that became the 2021 season. And it just that's why no one can pin it on a single player or the offense or the defense or whatever. It was literally a team effort of just stuff not going right. And it's weird.
I love my sister. Screw you, Jocelyn. I'll talk to you later.
All right. So the ginger snap Fatty was on fire.
Okay,
And,
with one fail swoop.
yeah, we didn't even get to finish.
I don't give a shit.
That's what she said. But we are done for the night, and we will have all off season to fight like children and the brothers that we are. And
I just
we will
want
be
some
here
good
for your entertainment. What's that? Oh, we lost him.
I just want some good reading material. Jared, did you tell him what Amazon recommended?
Yes, because Justin is such a huge fan of both Legal Hand in the Face and the Dawgs Table. They recommended the children's book, Hookers and Blow.
Oh, they're listening to us.
And you know what's really funny is he put it out on Facebook, and all I could do was just laugh. We cannot get away from Hookers and Blow on Tuesday from 6 until 9:30 at night.
Oh, that's funny.
Are you sure you want to sponsor us, Red Leg? You have to attach your name to this nonsense.
Yeah, no, definitely got. You know what?
Red, talk to Core first, and then come back to us.
No, I you know, guys, it's great. What we do here is fun. I mean, we're massively over tonight, but it's been a great discussion. It's the last one of the season. Then we got the off season where we talk about the same stuff week to week. Let's have fun, whatever, right? I heard he got new cleats. Great, you know.
All right, so. We will figure out our schedule moving forward, but the important dates to remember is next Tuesday. We are going to have. Why are you shaking your head, Fatty? You doing something else?
What's next Tuesday?
Next Tuesday, we're going to be on at 8:00, like normal, because we haven't decided yet if we're going to every other week or not. But through the off season, and obviously is if something big happens or through the draft and free agency, that'll be a little bit different. But we may go to every other week. We haven't decided yet. Let us know what you guys think. The 25th, we are going to be at Mr. B's in Parma, right? Parma? Parma Heights.
Good food.
If you guys are from Cleveland, every city also has a Heights. So there's a Parma and there's a Parma Heights. There's a Cuyahoga Heights.
Hold on. Before we Red Leg.
Yes.
You actually went there. You ate there. How was it?
The food was delicious, guys. I'm telling you. I walked in. I was like, "This is interesting." And then Jerry gave me a tip. He's like, "Dude, get the food. It's good." I'm like, all right. And he got it ordered. It came to the table. I'm like, "It's amazing." So it's good food. You got these two being there. You know, I won't, unfortunately, because I got a bunch of personal stuff. I'm 3 hours away, but I'll be there in spirit. I'll probably be here live with you guys. So I'll definitely be there for that portion at least.
We'll send you a link.
All right. So that's it for tonight. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thanks, Justin and Redleg, for joining the show. And until next time, go Browns.
Go Browns.